Hello. 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 Testing 1 2 3. How's it going, guys? How is it going? Oh man, a long day, long day. Oh, what a long day. Well, I'm glad you guys are hey, how's my it's been a while since I've done this, so I'll probably should ask, how is my mic? How is my mic? Sound good? I know it's Michael Smith. I see you. I know you changed your name. Let me just make sure this is in working order. It is. Awesome. Well, this is tripping me out. All right. Oh boy. So last time I talked to you guys, let me just get adjusted here. Last time I talked to you guys, let's see what happened. Since the last time I talked to you guys, I put out the Volume 7 review. Since the last time I did a stream, I mean, put out the Volume 7 review. Volume 8 trailer came out. Let's see what else happened. We got this freaking Volume 7 crew commentary notes that I'm about to talk about today. What else happened? Oh man, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only thing I can remember. Oh, I put out the video about the Volume 8 being in 2 days. That happened. Played and beat The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, and then other day I was minding my own business on Twitter, and the Floof artist put out a tweet about the RWBY Volume 7 crew commentary notes. And I knew I was in store for something, and boy was I ever. Man, yeah, I can't wait to. Yesterday I was ranting. I was pretty emotional about these commentary notes yesterday, but I think I've calmed down. So I think we'll see how long it lasts, but I think I can approach this with a level head and be calm and collected about my thoughts on these notes. But how you guys? Let's see. I'm here, guys. Like, thanks, Loof. Oh, it's here. I'm sorry for linking this to you. No, it was good. It was good to see. I was thinking about buying the Blu-ray to hear these notes, because I wanted to know just what the hell was going through their mind when it came to Volume 7. But yeah, I'm glad I know. Boy. Yeah, it's interesting. It really is. Everything's good. Bet you the last 25 minutes till you start yelling. I'll last 25 minutes. Probably, maybe. I don't want to yell too loud because I don't want to echo. I don't want it to echo too loud in here, because I'm recording in an area that could echo. I'm not in a closed off area, so I don't want it to be too loud, but we will see. You never know. You know how I am. You know how I am, guys. I will probably start yelling. Okay, let's make sure this is. All right, let's just turn monitor off. on the music. Did a lot of characters dirty. Only 25 minutes? Yeah. Get mad vexed. This music is a banger. It is. Too bad I can't hear it. The way I have it set up, I can't even hear it. I have it set up so that you guys can hear it, but I can't. But know what? I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna make it so I can hear it too. 1 second. One second. Boom. Okay. I can hear it in the background now. Alrighty. Let's get. In fact, let me do a quick check. Let me do a quick check here. I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play this section of the World of Remnant. I want to. You tell me if you can hear it, and if it sounds echoey or anything like that.
Special case. See, before the Great War, there was no Atlas. There was Mantle.
Did you guys hear that? And if you did it echo, or did the music echo with it, or anything weird happen? Let me know. Before I get too far into this thing. No echo at all? Okay. If you guys say so. All right. So I was minding my own business and Flu sent this to me on Twitter. And I went on my head went spinning. Let's just start on this volume 7 crude commentary notes as we start. All right. So this fine gentleman on Twitch, on Reddit, put out this for us to enjoy. And I wasn't surprised that it took me, like, I want to say 5 seconds to get upset. The very first line, I'm calling bullshit. What do you mean you're very careful with how you worded things? You just straight up lied. What do you mean you're very careful? First of all, you're the writer of the show, so you don't want us to figure out something. You don't have to say it at all. You just say what you want in the damn World of Remnant. You just don't say it. So what do you mean they made it seem like they were tiptoeing around something. No, they just straight up lied. In fact, where's the World of Remnant? Here it is. Where's this? Let's pull it up here. Let's pull it up here. I'm confused. They straight up, as you can see, they say it's in the ground. Look. What about that is tiptoeing around it or trying to... Oh, someone said it paused. Did it pause? Is everything good in the stream? Refresh the page. Okay. All right, let's refresh it. So is everything good? Let me know. But what about this is them being careful with how they worded things? They just straight up lied. They said it was in the ground, and it's not. So I'm confused by what he means by they're careful. They just straight up lied. See, part of me thinks that I want to see. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought they took this idea from the Alita Battle Angel, where they got the idea for the floating city. But they want me to believe that it's been in the plans. They've been planning to do it since they put out this World of Remnant. But there was no. I'm confused about what they mean by they're worried about spoiling it. They just said something different. They just said it was in the ground. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. It's weird. I don't. Very first line, folks. The very first line. So just keep it going. I don't understand what that means. Like, careful to how they worded it. Whatever. Let's just keep it going. Large portion of episode 1 was intended for volume 6. Yeah, I told you guys that, right? The first chapter of volume 6 was supposed to be the first chapter of volume 7 was supposed to be the finale of volume 6. So Penny was supposed to appear in the finale of volume 6. And so the first chapter of volume 7 was supposed to be volume 6 finale. So I'm guessing volume 7 was supposed to start with them arrested and being taken to Ironwood. But whatever. So all this basically talking about here, they're just talking about what happened in volume 6. The whole volume 6 was a finale, was the start of volume 7, right? Sam Mansell was supposed to like Blade Runner, and Atlas was created to look like Apple. We didn't really see Atlas, so I don't really care. They're not really focusing on Atlas at all, which is actually surprising. I thought that Weiss would be able to walk the streets of Atlas and they show our heroes around, and we get a taste of what was going on in Atlas, but that didn't happen. So I don't really care about that too much. Talk about the drunk guys at the beginning. That's fine. Whatever. Pietro, they didn't want Pietro to look like Dr. Weller from Genlock. Do yourself a favor. Don't watch season 1 of Genlock. It's not worth your time. It's not very good. Carrie wants to do a show about the old RWBY characters. I don't know why. Why? Volume 8 was harder to write than Volume 7. I surely hope so. Because the sheer amount of nothing happening in Volume 7, I would hope that Volume 8 was harder to write than this volume. But we'll see. It was a challenge to make it clear that Atlas was a new place for some characters versus others. That's interesting because Weiss didn't say much in the chapter 1, which is interesting. I thought that she would have the most dialogue, but she actually kept her mouth shut most of the time. She didn't really comment on Mantle or Atlas, which is a missed opportunity, I think. I thought, like I said before, I thought Volume 7 was going to be Weiss's volume, and that didn't happen for some reason, whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure why. They try to theme the Grimm to location like Pokemon. Fine, I have no problem with that. Whatever, that's fine. That makes sense. You want certain Grimm to be certain areas? Perfect, great. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And here we have the last bulletin here. Maybe the biggest slap in the face of this volume, and one of the bigger mistakes with this show and everything that goes with it. And of course, it involves Penny. They had a lot of discussions surrounding what they wanted to do with Penny 2.0 and how they wanted her to look like. They considered giving her a conflict of her being a clone or not having her memories. But ultimately, the amount of stuff they needed to do this volume, they felt they wouldn't be able to do it right or do it well. So let me get this straight. They decided not to write. That's basically what they're saying. They decided not to write because they had more important stuff to do this volume. Like what? You sacrificed Penny and the rest of these damn characters because all these characters have been made to look like idiots because of how they reacted to Penny coming back. You retcon the emotional stakes from Volume 3. Everybody who cried looks dumb. All the characters look dumb now. Even the fans look dumb. And your explanation as to why you didn't carry through and have her death have some kind of weight. Your explanation was, we had more important stuff to do we had to get to. Like what? Like what? Thanks for the super chat. 8 harder than 7 with volume 8 in 2 days. Yeah, that's what they're claiming. We'll see. Like, I don't Thanks for the super chat. I have no idea. I mean, let's take a look at all the things that needed to happen in Volume 7 according to them. They needed to clear out the launch site. We didn't see them even working on the damn communication tower, and it was never completed. We needed to see them get the huntsman licenses. The huntsman licenses don't affect their life at all. They've been operating like pros since they left Beacon. It's meaningless. It doesn't affect them at all. They didn't build that up in the world. So getting their huntsman licenses doesn't mean anything, right? They needed to have Robin ambush Crow and Clover, and ultimately nothing happened because she backs off when Penny comes out. They needed that scene. They needed to have Penny be framed. They needed a framing of Penny. Not only does it not have any like payoff, she's not negatively affected at all. It bore no consequence. They needed that to happen. I don't understand what they're talking about when they say they always say this. This is like a common theme with them. Oh, we couldn't do this because we had to do all these more important things. And you look at the quote unquote important things, and they don't matter, and they don't amount to anything. They thought about. I would prefer they left this part out. I would have preferred they didn't say anything about this at all. You mean to tell me they considered giving? They considered writing, but decided not to because of the bullshit we got in Volume 7. I don't understand. Under what circumstances did they think that having Penny come back like nothing happened was a good thing? They spent all of Volume 7 telling you that Volume 3 was pointless. Her reaction in Volume 6, like what happened to her, was worthless. That's what they spent all of Volume 7 doing that. They spent the entire show telling us that Penny was a poor girl that died. They had damn Leo the lion, say, oh, the poor girl got ripped to pieces. And it never made any sense because how do you know she's a poor girl? She's a robot. For all you know, she was remote control. She was RC. So how can you know that she was a poor girl? For all you know, she was a damn remote control robot. So what are you talking about? Oh, that's for our benefit. You want us to feel some kind of weights and feel some kind of, you want us to care about her death. She wrote it so that all the characters ignored the fact that she's a robot. Okay, fine. I hate that. It's bad. But if you're going to do that, you have to then carry on and you can't then retcon it and say, oh, no, she's just a robot. She's alive again, guys. It's jarring. It's jarring to watch the characters react for 6 volumes in a certain way. And then Volume 7 comes around. She pops up like, oh yeah, she's a robot. Awesome. Where can we sleep, Ruby? Where can we sleep? Penny, I'm tired. I want to sleep. It was, man, for me, let me pull this crap up. I'm pulling this up. 1 second. We'll do it live. I'm pulling this up. I'm pulling it up. Come on. Oh, that wasn't what happened. Wait, it's being stupid. Let's see if I can get this thing to come up real quick. 1 second. If not, I'll just wait, what are the I'm looking at the chat right now while that's how I figure this crap out. Here we go. Let's go to the moment where Penny freaking comes back, and let's look at these characters react. Look at them. Look at them. Like they're pretending that they didn't think that girl was died, and they were sad about it. They're like, oh look, oh yeah, she's a robot. Yeah, of course she's back. It's complete foolishness. That's what it is. And I don't understand how any writer
wholesome. Sounds like Penny to me.
Could think this is a good idea. It's because it's not in no shape or form. Is it a good idea? I don't know what they were thinking. Hey, what's up, Murder? Hey, what's up? No emotion. I'm like, you spent 6 volumes telling us that she was a human girl that died, even though it made no sense. Instead of just sticking with it, you decided to flip it and say, "Oh no, she's back now. She's a robot." Big whoop. And the reason why they didn't stick with it, or the reason why they didn't do something interesting, I mean, it's one thing if you want to bring her back, then fine, but at least give her some kind of lasting impact from her death. Instead, they didn't do that. They decided not to write, and the reason being because they had important stuff to do. Well, let's find out let's take a look at the important things they had to do then. Let's continue. Let's see what else they have to say about this. Hey, what's up, Arnold? Floof. Hey, what's up, everybody's in the chat. Thanks to everyone who showed up. I don't have any notes. I'm doing this on the fly with no notes, so we'll see how this goes. All right. Written by Kiersey and Carrie. Let me get this off the screen. All right. Forrest became a fan favorite. I'm not sure why. Hey, Murder, tell us why Forrest was a fan favorite. I know you liked Forrest a lot. This episode was tricky to write because it was getting close to being an exposition dump. It's funny enough, chapter 2 was one of the better chapters of this volume. That's funny. The episode where they thought was tricky because of a lot of exposition ended up being one of the better chapters of this volume, which is interesting. Had to balance movement, blah, blah, blah. Most characters can remote, yada, yada. Arnwood's office shifting to present his plan was a cool idea. It was. The way the office shifted it was cool. To reveal his plan, that was cool. Really wanted Team RWBY to feel like they were in the right path and had something to follow. Especially the trust theme early on. I'm not sure. I wish I could actually hear this. I'm not sure this is written right. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Really wanted Team RWBY to feel like they were on the right path and had something to follow. That needs to be. Yeah, I can't really comment on that. I'm not exactly sure what the hell that means. It's probably something I need to hear. Crow and Arnwood's relationship is super interesting to Carrie, and he wishes they had more time to explore it. Well, then why? It seems like everything that they cut out was interesting. Was the thing they should have done. They should have had Penny lose her memories or have some kind of lasting effect from her death or some kind of consequence from Volume 3. They should have focused on the relationship between Ironwood and Crow, but they didn't because they had Robin to do. It doesn't make any sense. One of the biggest slaps in the face is that RWBY unlocks Silver Eyes when Pyrrha dies partially because she just lost a very alive Penny. Reincarnation has major issues and ripples. Team RWBY with a bunch of hypocrites. You're damn right. Yeah, I saw what they said about Ironwood's semblance. Should I address that now, or I guess I can talk about it right now. Making a semblance a character trait, is stupid on many levels. Why bother making a semblance a character trait when the character trait is fine on its own? Like, I don't understand why you had to. It's almost like they wanted to give him something. They couldn't think of anything. So, okay, we'll just make it a character trait, basically. You don't know what I'm talking about. They basically say that Ironwood's semblance is that he had like the iron will, and he had the determination and the iron will to do whatever he wants to complete some kind of some stupid, like something that sounds like a character trait is what they said his semblance was. I'm like, what's the point of this? He doesn't need a semblance, especially if you're gonna give him something like that, like. Strong will is a semblance. It's ridiculous. I don't understand that. Let's move on. Let's see. Ironwood gives the relic back was the biggest sign of trust. Sure was. Too bad Team RWBY didn't care too much about that, obviously, because they still didn't trust him after that. Let's see. The comment about how positively Penny states, it's just like Beacon again. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's them. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Penny yells, it'll be just like Beacon again, even though she got ripped in half at Beacon. Yeah, but she's a robot, so who cares, right? It doesn't really matter. RWBY actually saw Pyrrha die compared to coming out of the hall and Penny already having been sliced up. Okay, responding to Thick Roman. There's your response right there, Thick. Chapter 3. Carrying Miles. They were confused when they saw people on Reddit and Tumblr think that this volume had a shopping montage. What are the fandom? They come up with any kind of thing. Like, where did that come from? A shopping montage? Who thought that and why? That's a question for Calaxon. She'll know. She's in the know when it comes to these fan theories. What the hell did that come from? Shopping montage. Anyway. Jumping out of the plane was a callback to the landing strategies. Yes, I understand. That's fine. Crew thought everyone would love John's haircut. Everyone would love that bananas was on his head. They thought everyone would love that haircut. That tells you all you need to know, doesn't it? They wanted Team RWBY to start acting like and learning from professional huntsmen. And they also wanted Team RWBY to kick the professional huntsman's ass at the end of the volume, apparently. That's interesting. I have no problem with this. It's a shame that it took them 7 volumes to see professional huntsmen and interact with the professional huntsman. That's kind of I'm not sure why it took so long, but let's see. Miles wanted Atlas to feel like Beacon at first days. It first came up with the idea that some Atlas Academy professors would teach them. Yada yada yada. Aesop's were foils for Team RWBY. Yeah, I saw that from a mile away. They had 5 members versus 4. Because Ironwood doesn't care about Osmond's rules. Whatever. AD came up with the name Aesop's. You'll be seeing his name a lot this freaking commentary. The mine scene has us seeing the Snee Dust Company logo everywhere. Adam, as a terrible person as he was, when he was younger, was arguing with someone at the SCD place, and the other person grabbed a brand and he gave him a scar. Why do we even need to know that? Why? If it's not in the show, then who cares? They tell these stupid things during the commentary, like we're supposed to care about. If it's not in the show, don't tell us that. We don't care. They're like, I hate that they do that. They feel like, oh, we'll just say it in the commentary, and that'll give that character development. That'll explain what happened to that character. That'll flesh that character out. It's over. He's dead. He's gone. You don't tell us. Don't give us the backstory. Who gives backstory once the character is dead? These writers. Cinder will die and they'll tell us the backstory in the commentary. Oh, by the way, Cinder was a kid who blah 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 after she dies, apparently. I don't understand why they tell us these things after the character is dead. Like, I don't care about his death, his freaking backstory now. Am I off? You tell me in the chat. Do you care about backstory after the character is dead? Especially delivered in a way, not in the show, like delivered via commentary or panels. Like, why bother? Seeing the logo over the mine, or all over the mine, was very intentional to put that in the forefront of Blake's mind, and Yang notices. I'm assuming this he means Blake. The person means Weiss. I think he meant to say Weiss. It probably has Bumblebee on the brains. He said Yang, but I think he means Weiss notices. He or she means Weiss notices, not Yang. But whatever. Nope. Haha. No. Okay. I don't understand what's the point of telling us what. I'm gonna plug in. No, I don't know if that can. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. It says excellent connection. Are you sure? I don't know why it's telling me excellent connection. I don't understand. Maybe because I'm going through. This is the last time I'm going through Streamlabs. Usually I'll do the direct. I do it through YouTube, but I did the whole like stream now through Streamlabs. So maybe the next time I won't do that because now it's the. I'm standing right by my router. It says excellent connection, so I don't know why it's doing that. Probably something going on with Streamlabs. It's weird. But is it good now? If you hit refresh, is it good? Okay. That's weird. What was I saying right before? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that does it make sense to say that a retcon, they said the retcon aren't retcons because we didn't know what we were doing. Wait, the last thing you guys heard was Adam Scar? Sheesh. Wow. Okay. I moved on from Adam Scar, and I started talking about this line here, which says many things that seem like retcons are actually not. Instead, they're just Carrie and Miles learning how to write. Which is to me, what it sounds like is it sounds like, oh, it's what you think is a retcon is actually a retcon. It's not actually a retcon, but it actually is a retcon. Like what? Does it make any sense? Wait, like, no, it's a retcon. You wrote it one way and you changed it. You can't say, oh, we didn't know what we're doing. Yeah, well, you didn't know what you're doing, therefore you retconned it, or you made a mistake, so you decided to freaking correct yourself. Well, like, I don't understand what that means. Things that you think are retcons aren't retcons because we didn't know what we were doing. Okay. So what did I say? It wasn't an intentional retcon? It's still a retcon. Like if you say or is one thing and then you change it because you know what you're doing, it's still a retcon. I'm confused about that. I don't like what? That's weird. I don't understand that. Many things that seem like retcons are actually not, and instead it's just Carrie and Miles learning how to write. Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm confused by that. Wow. Anyway. Yeah, tell me next time this stream cuts out like that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. Connection is great. Excellent connection, it says. Somebody is banging like crazy above me right now. You guys hear that? Anyway, let's move on. Crow and Clover were an interesting couple of characters. Really? Miles says. For a long time, Crow was the guy that worked best alone. They wanted him to interact with people who weren't nieces and friends. Okay, fine. Clover was like Captain America, whatever. At the beginning of their relationship, or at the beginning of their friendship, Crow doesn't really like Clover and finds him irritating. This was not in the show. That right there is not in the show. Once again, they use these commentaries in these panels to tell the backstory and tell like what the characters were supposed to be feeling in the moment, but they never convey it in the actual show. Hey, what's up, Rodrigo? At the beginning of the friendship, Crow doesn't like Clover. When was that? Where was that in the show? What chapter was that? Chapter 3, 4, 5, 6? It's not in the show, so I don't like. Was that in the script and they just didn't show it in the show? Like, what did it mean? That didn't happen. I don't understand. Maybe someone who loved, like, someone defend this. Like, am I wrong? Is this? I could be wrong. Where in the show is it shown that Crow doesn't like Clover because he's irritating? Never happens. They left Ruby out of the battle of the Aesops versus the Geist to show how they didn't need Ruby to get things done. It was their moment to shine. It definitely was. It was their moment to shine. I agree with you there. Let's move on to chapter 4. I'll find proof. Okay, go find proof. Gotta love how Miles and Kara are trying to copy J.K. Rowling. I never read a single J.K. Rowling book. When they're reading in the back of the car and they're reading, or they're playing cards in the back of the, I remember that scene. For me, let me just pull it up here. You talking about here? Where in here does he find him irritating? It's not in the show. It's just not. I don't see it. Chapter 4. Written by Eddie. Who wrote this? I'm pretty sure Eddie wrote this. They wanted a chance for the characters to breathe a bit more before bigger things went down. Bigger things like what? Yada yada. First draft had Ironwood was giving orders in his office. Okay. Volume 5, they learned how it was great to be efficient with sets. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Originally, the celebration was going to be in Amity. Wasn't going to be in Anime. And instead, it was going to be an Atlas version of an auditorium. I would prefer that. Atlas version of an auditorium, because at least we would have been able to see some of Atlas, maybe. Because, spoiler alert, we don't see Atlas at all. We see a lot of Mantle, sure, but we don't really see Atlas. I doubt we're going to see that. I doubt we'll see that much in Volume 8. Because a lot of Volume 8 has to do with helping Mantle. So I'm not sure we're going to see that much of Atlas in Volume 8. So I'm not sure why they didn't. I would prefer this, honestly. It would have been better. Who cares? Paula thought it was important that Blake hold Weiss's hand and be the first to stand by her side when Jock was yelling at Weiss, since Blake knows what it's like to have an abusive relationship. Fine. I'm not even gonna. No comment. Ruby and Yang didn't even really know if father would talk to the what? Ruby and Yang didn't know that a father could talk to like that to their daughter. Like what? They're not 5. When I was 17, 18, I knew the shitty parents out there. What did that even mean? Oh, they thought all parents were like, what the full name? Like their father, whose name I can't remember for some reason. What the freak? The name is their freaking dad. What's the name of their dad? Why am I brain farting right now? Don't look at the chat. 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 What's the name of the dad? Fuck it. I can't remember. Ty. Oh my God. Ty Yang. I knew it was Yang. So I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Whoa. That's ridiculous. I cannot remember that man's name at all. Yeah, Ty Yang. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I thought all parents were like Tai Yang. Sheesh. Like, what did it mean? That's whatever. They were excited to write Penny and Winter's story. Wait, they were excited to write Penny and Winter's mirror destiny, which they laid the foundation in this episode. When was that in chapter? What? What? Where was that at? They laid the foundation for Winter and Penny's mirror destiny. Where was that? Am I crazy? At what point do they mirror anything with Penny and Pyrrha? Not Penny and Pyrrha. Penny and Winter. What are they talking about? They're both at the auditorium. They're both at the damn Amity Coliseum. Or Amity, whatever. They're both there. But when did they mirror? Oh, whatever. I'm not even going to bother. Yeah. Mirror destiny. Like, they're trying to say that, both of them were destined to be the maiden. Winter was supposed to be the maiden because Ironwood chose her, and Penny became the maiden because she was just happened to be there. That's the mirror destiny of the maiden power. Basically, that's what they're saying. Whatever. Dustin says fatherly when describing the moment where Carrie's like, "You just open up a whole lot of worms." Oh, seeing Ruby and Crow. The Crow and Ruby scene was bad. I don't care what anyone says. First of all, Yang should be there. That's number one. Like, I'm tired of them ignoring the fact that Yang and Ruby have the same mom. And I'm tired of them ignoring the fact that Crow is Yang's uncle. It doesn't make any sense that they're being ignored. She's being ignored in this. She's spending all her time with Blake, when really they should be having a family powwow right now. But they're ignoring that for reasons. I don't know why they're doing that, but they need to stop. Seriously, they need to stop. It's not fair. Yang should be a part of these. And people think I hate Yang. I'm sitting here on her behalf, hoping that she's like talks about Summer. I'm hoping that she's in these conversations with Crow about their family. I want the best for this character. Sheesh. I did not like the Ruby and Crow. I like Crow co-signing on Ruby lying to Ironwood. That I didn't buy it at all. I just didn't like it. Let's just move on. Skip that. Right? There's nothing important here. Like Crow, Watt's interest was difficult to shoot. Whatever. Chapter 5. Yeah, the whole family thing was a wreck. Especially seeing as she would actually remember Summer. Yeah, she spent more time with Summer than Ruby did. But they seem to not care about that connection, which is just stupid. Ruby and Yang should both be like really talking about Summer all the time, and like, especially now. But you got set up that Bumblebee. So, you know. I mean, you can do both. It's not impossible to do both, you know. But apparently they don't have the time, right? That's why they had Penny come back with all her memories, because they didn't have the time to do anything interesting. Chapter 5. They wasn't sure about having a montage this episode. The montage was one of the better things this volume, so I'm glad they didn't cut that out. Penguins, who cares? Who cares about Clover's cards? Who cares? Whatever, man. Whatever. That's my response to that right there. What did it even mean by a person who is advised, trained, and consoled by a mentor? What did they? He's not. Oh my god! Like what? Oh, whatever. I don't understand. Because Clover gave him a little bit of advice, he's coming to Minty. Like whatever. Just because Clover was like, you should really don't say that. You know, you should like, you know, don't crap on yourself. Don't be so damn like take a compliment. Basically, is what he's saying. You shouldn't be so down on yourself. Basically, like, oh, he's a mentee. He's being mentored by Clover. Ah, Jesus. Whatever. When they put the two, adding in the Robin encounter was a late addition to the outline. You'll notice something during this commentary notes. A lot of the late additions involve Robin, and it's all like not great. Like all these late additions were Robin based. You'll notice when you go through this, but having Robin encounter / ambush Clover, Penny, Ruby, and Crow was a late addition. Originally, we're going to meet Robin in Chapter 6. I mean, you might as well have. I mean, I don't really care about Chapter 5 at all. Really? 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 These writers, man. I don't. Wait, did I click the wrong thing? There you go. Boom. I really don't understand. Because Clover was following through with Ironwood's freaking plan, doesn't mean he should. They're both. Robin was just as sketchy as Clover was. So what do you mean? I don't understand what they're talking about. Like they say these things and then it doesn't really add up at all. Like I don't know. It's whatever. Weiss and Winter with summoning is called back to Volume 3 chapter. Okay, fine. Weiss being able to sit on a heart light block something Clary wasn't unsure about. Fine. Originally, Winter and Weiss were going to see Freya, and was going to be the Winter. Okay, this is what I'm gonna talk about here. Here we go. Originally, Weiss and Winter going to see Freya was going to be Winter getting an alert from Ironwood and having to leave, and Weiss following her. That would have been better. I would prefer that. I would have preferred Weiss sneaking after Winter than what they did. Because this is right here, but it worked better as Winter revealing a secret while Weiss was keeping one. The problem is there's no payoff to that. There's no payoff. All this makes Weiss look bad. And then there's no payoff. Had Weiss felt guilty about lying to her sister, then it would have worked. Now, okay, I see what they're doing here. But Weiss was all chipper about it. Like, okay, awesome. I'm not telling you shit. That was her. Look at her face. Wait, here it is. Wait, let me look. Let me find it. She was all chipper about lying to her sister. Let me pull this up.
And I take great pride in it. That has nothing to do with father. Both had to do a little bit of that.
Look at her. She's all happy about it. There's no guilt here. So, like, what do you mean by work better as Winter revealing a secret while Weiss was keeping one? There's no payoff to that. It doesn't even come back up later on. So what are they talking about? It worked better. It worked better how? There's no payoff. They didn't work. I don't understand what they're talking about. They should have did the first option. Because there wasn't ultimately. Okay, let me explain something real quick. At the end of the day, it all comes down to execution. This could work. Wait, let me hide this. Keep forgetting. This could work, or this could work. You can have it so that Winter runs off and Weiss falls behind her and sneaks and finds out about Freya that way, or you can have it so that Weiss tells her the truth and Winter holds back her truth. Okay, you can do both. Both things are fine, but it's all in the execution. One, it has to be some kind of payoff or some kind of worth to it. Like, if you're not going to have any kind of payoff to it, then what's the point? How can it work better if it didn't amount to anything? Nothing came of it. So what do you mean it worked better? Like, what are you talking about? It worked better. Okay. Oh yeah. I don't understand what do you mean by it worked better? I don't understand. Weiss is the Mary Sue. I don't think Weiss is the Mary Sue. I think she's no, she's not Mary Sue. She's stupid here for not telling her sister the truth. Because I think that would have been more interesting. Oh, like she went behind her teammate's back and told her sister, or show her feeling guilty about it, and then have it come some kind of payoff later on. Maybe Winter calls her out and say, "Oh, you lied to me," or "Why didn't you tell me the truth?" And then there would have been some kind of payoff to that. But this scene just happens and it doesn't come back up that she lied to her sister. So I'm not sure what they meant by it worked better. It's almost like they don't know how to write. Chapter 7. Fiona, that's her name. You notice they didn't really talk about. Wait. Did I just? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped over chapter 6. My bad. Had to go back to chapter 6. I skipped over chapter 7. I skipped straight to chapter 7. Back to chapter 6. Eddie was the one who came up with the idea of the middle part of this season. See, the problem with these commentaries is that I can't unsee that now. I now know I have to get into anime. Floof. I'm kind of behind on anime. I have a lot of anime I gotta catch up on. But thanks for the recommendation there. So they tell us that Eddie wrote this part of it. I'm like, okay, so he's responsible for the whole Penny. So listen to this. Originally, Tyrion was going to make it look like a bunch of Atlas soldiers fired on civilians in Mantle. That is what I suggested in my Volume 6 Chapter 6 review. In my stream, in my 2-hour long stream, I suggested they should have did this. This is what they should have done. They should have made it look like Tyrion had Tyrion shoot up on the crowd and have it look like the Atlas soldiers did it, or like the Aesop did it. And that's how you build that friction there. But they decided not to do it because Eddie came with a brilliant idea to have them frame Ruby. And then ultimately they went with Penny. Why? Once again, it's all in the execution. Is there a way to make it that Penny gets framed and it's interesting? Yes. Is there a way to do it with Team RWBY? Yes. But they didn't. So they should have just went to the first option. So it's like this, nothing comes of it. Penny gets framed, and what? Someone tell me, what are the negative consequences of Penny getting framed? Tell me. Does she suffer at all? Does she go through any kind of struggles? Does she go through any kind of like prosecution? Does she get decommissioned? Does she suffer at all? What were the consequences of Penny getting framed? Tell me. There weren't any. So what was the point of it? Why frame a character if it's not going to mean anything ultimately? Why? I'm all ears. I'm looking at the chat. Please, someone tell me. Like, I could be wrong, so please tell me in the chat. They thought it would have been better to have Team RWBY get framed. Then they said, "Oh no, we'll go with Penny." Why? Nothing comes of it. Penny's sad for like 5 seconds. And then by chapter 10, everything's fine. So I don't understand what they're talking about here. You can't just have things happen for the sake of happening. They have to have some kind of consequence. They have to have some kind of payoff. Something needs to come of it. Just random events that don't mean anything. Everything that happened between chapter 3 and chapter 10 were worthless in terms of the narrative. It affected Ironwood's character arc, sure. That's it. Only person who had any kind of effect from that was Ironwood. That's it. Nothing. There's no payoff to anything. Things just happen, and characters forget about it. Like, they even go as far as having Robin be upset. Oh, Penny. She thinks Penny did it. But then chapter 8 rolls around. She sits with Penny at the table like nothing happened. So like I don't understand. That's what RWBY is. A show with no payoff. A show with no payoff. That's what RWBY is. Honestly, that's what it is. An old draft had the team RWBY and Ironwood doing an investigation at the warehouse post massacre. Okay, fine. Miles says there was going to be a scene in chapter 3 where Miro is trying to bond with Blake about being a Faunus. About him being specifically a Faunus in Atlas, but they decided not to. Why? Because they had better things to do. Like Robin bullshit, right? Okay, whatever. I don't know how I feel about this, because it probably would have been bad, knowing how they act, knowing how they write Faunus storyline. So I'm not sure how I feel about this, if I really missed it. Probably better off that they excluded it, honestly. Oh, and here they give it away here. But this episode was so packed, they wanted to move it to chapter 6, but then that episode became too packed. So they plan on getting into it in future volumes. Are they confirming that Miro will be alive later on and be in future volumes? Didn't move on. Spoiler alert. Spoiler for volume 8. They originally didn't want to have anything political in this season. What? They also originally did not want to have anything political in this season. But the more iterations they did, they felt it was best course of action to do that with the story. Why? They know that Salem is coming. By they, I mean the writers know that Salem arriving. So all this political shit is meaningless. So why did you feel you had to do it? Why? I'm confused. What do they mean? What do they mean? The more iterations they felt they had to do it, but it's not important. It's meaningless. It doesn't matter. None of this. They have elections and shit, but none of it matters. It doesn't matter when you have Salem arriving. So I don't understand this whole the political aspect needed to happen. You didn't have to write it that way. You could have been focused. You could have had it focused on, like I said in my Volume 7 review. Focus should have been, instead of talking about holding the wall and election, it should have been, oh look, we see there's a freaking cloud coming our way. We don't know what the hell it is. They have long distance radar or some kind of long way. They have long range patrol or long distance radar. They find out there's a damn cloud coming their way. Oh no, there's something come our way. I gotta figure out what it is. The whole entire volume, they're dealing with that. They're trying to figure out what the hell's coming. They fly out. They could have had a whole chapter where they fly out there. They fly out there to figure out what's happening. They could have flew into the damn cloud. Matter of fact, that's a good thought. In chapter 3, let's say they flew out there. They put together a team that flew out there to figure out what the hell was in that cloud that was heading their way. Who would you put in the let's say they built this. They were assembling a team to fly out there to check out the Grim Cloud, or whatever. Maybe they know it's a Grim Cloud. They saw a whole lot of Grim activity. There's a massive cloud heading their way. It's slow enough that they could fly out there like at a fast speed and to check it out, because it's coming at a very slow pace, right? So who would you put on that damn plane to go fly out there to check it out? You could have a whole chapter devoted to flying out there. One person had to go there. There's one person that has to go there. And if he's not the first pick, then the writers in Ironwood and Clover, they're all stupid. if I'm looking at the chat, when flying out there to check out the Grim Cloud in an alternate Volume 7, someone who would have been the first pick? Who do you guys think would have been the first pick? Should be the first pick, the first overall pick to go out there to check out the damn cloud. I see someone says Winter. Jerry Johnson. There you go. You got it. Ren. Any other selection that is hogwash. It has to be Ren. Why? Because he can shield the goddamn plane. Yes, you got it. You got it. Yes, it has to be. It has to be Ren. It has to be Ren, and then nothing else makes sense. He can hide the damn plane from Grim. You can literally fly into the Grim Cloud undetected. It has to be Ren. So that's pick number 1. Ren, right? Pick number 2 would be... Okay, so you have the person who can shield the ship from the Grim, right? So now you need somebody who can actually attack in a plane if something goes wrong. You take Winter. So first pick is Ren. Second pick is Winter, because she can actually use her glyphs and fight in the sky if something goes wrong. So who will be next? I guess you could argue you could take John. So John he's like the semblance battery. He's like the aura battery, so he can pump up Ren the whole time. Oh wait, you said the chat and screen had to change. Let's notice that. Let's see. Maybe that'll change it. Yeah. So maybe so you take a Ren. You take Winter. Who else? Clover for good luck. Bingo. There. Now you're thinking. That's what I'm talking about, Jimmy Johnson. That's what I'm talking about. You're thinking. If you're taking a team, you have to think logically, right? You got to take the good luck guy because he's going to give you good luck in this situation. But yeah, that's interesting. Cause maybe you might have him stay back so some things can be interesting. Because if you take him, because there's a thing there's a group you would take using 100% logic, and there's a group you would take for the purposes of the show. Maybe Clover has to stay back. Maybe they send Ren, Winter, John to pump up Ren to keep him juiced. You can take Clover for good luck, I guess. That's possible as well. And then maybe another person who can fight in the sky, maybe Weiss, maybe, or yeah. So a team like that. So that's a team you would take, something of that nature. And then you fly out there to check out the Grim Cloud. And they fly into the Grim Cloud. And that's how the episode ends. The episode ends with them getting to the Grim Cloud. It's episode 4 starts off. They're in the Grim Cloud. They're flying around. And they see the damn whale. But they're masked. So they're undetected. And then they get bumped by like a Grim. And that throws Ren off. For a split second, they're detected. And that alerts Salem to what's going on. It could have been so cool. Like, now that I think about it, like, it could have been like such a cool episode. To have them fly out there to check out the Grim Cloud. They see the damn whale Grim inside the damn cloud. Right before they leave, they get bumped by a Grim that shakes the ship, throws Ren off his concentration. For like a split second, they're detected. That alerts Salem to what's going on. Then they spend the rest of the chapter trying to get out of the damn Grim Cloud without being grabbed by Salem, long arms and shit. And they manage to get out, and they go tell the people, "Yo, we're fucked. Like, all hell is coming to, like, a damn whole entire." And that causes the rest of the stress and the panic for the rest of the chapter between Ironwood and Team RWBY. So that way, the entire focus is on Salem's arrival, and the panic and the stress is involved with Salem's arrival. Instead of an election, a hole in the wall, shit that doesn't matter because we the fans know that Salem is coming. Well, I just went on a freaking tangent there. I almost forgot I was freaking talking about the commentary. Whoa. I almost completely forgot about talking about the commentary. My bad. But yeah, something like that would have been way better for me. Like, I would have preferred that. Sounds like a horror film. Yeah, it sounds better. Like, they should have just kept it, because remember, Volume 6 ended, and we saw Salem was on her way. Then Volume 7 ends, and you see Salem arriving. So why not connect those 2 points, have the characters stressed and worried about Salem's arrival, almost how Avatar in The Last Airbender, how Aang and the crew were worried about the ultimate fight with the Fire Lord, and in the comet arrival, in the Day of Black Sun, and they're always worried about that outcome in that day, in that moment. So okay, we have to do all this because this is going to happen. We can't do this because this is going to happen. We're stressed about this because the comet is coming. You have to be prepared. Ren to shield, John as the battery, Winter as assault, Clover for morale. And maybe the 5th person will be like, just to add some comic relief, just to get like a good character interaction. The 5th person, like the 4 people will be logical, and the 5th person you add, we just for having like a good dynamic for writing purposes, for the writer purposes, you add the 5th person, like a Marrow or someone who's going to add a good dynamic with the dialogue. Well, anyway, that's long. We've been on that too long enough. Let's move on. They wanted to give the hero the high personal moment with Renora kissing right before things went down. So you wanted to have Ren go full on Me Too, #Me Too, because freaking Nora attacked him. You thought that would have been a freaking high personal moment for the show. Okay, whatever. I'm joking about the Me Too thing, by the way. I don't care. I don't care that Nora attacked Ren with her lips. I don't care at all. Penny was not used to fighting sneaky enemies, so that's why Tyrion got the upper hand. What? Penny has radar. What is that supposed to mean? Penny has radar. She's not used to fighting sneaky enemies? What? Oh my god! I don't even care. Like, what are they talking about? What? You mean there wasn't any security? You mean how there wasn't any security at the damn election party? That's what we're talking about? Like, he snuck in? Like, whatever. While they don't use check back up on extras. Who cares? I don't care. Alright, move on to chapter 7. Fiona's semblance was originally supposed to be Torchwick's semblance. Let's see the semblance. This semblance here. Here it is. This semblance here was supposed to be Torchwick's semblance. Right here. But it's not, because why? They never found a moment for him to use it. This man was stealing dust for 2 whole volumes, and you couldn't find a way for him to use that semblance? Why do they say stuff like that? Why? 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 He's stealing. He's the guy that steals stuff. He was stealing dust for 2 whole volumes, and you couldn't find a way for him to use the semblance? What are they talking about? They could use it in the episode, the very first chapter of the damn volume. Chapter 1 of the damn show. He could have used the damn semblance. Instead of having them steal it, he could have walked in and said, I'm taking the dust, and take it himself. What are they talking about? It's almost like they don't like think about what they say before they say it. So one of the better characters in the show, Torchwick, could have had a cool semblance, but no, it had to give the sheep girl here. I don't. Yeah, I don't mind that. I see your comment there, Thick Roman. I don't mind. Crow looking at. Is the stream buffering? Let me see if I can change this. Let me see if I can do something about this. I probably can't right now because I'm freaking live. Yeah, something's up with how Streamlabs operates because according to this, my connection is, YouTube tells me my connection is great, like excellent connection via YouTube, right? But then like YouTube says excellent connection, but Streamlabs says, oh, dropping frames. So like I don't understand how that works. Let's see if I can let's see what can be done. I'm not gonna run Streamlabs, YouTube through Streamlabs again because I can't, like, it gives you less options. You're not as versatile as you can be when you're doing that way. Let's see. Surely not gonna end the stream right now. That'd be stupid. Let's take a look. All right, let's see. Drop frames 26%. Over last 2 minutes. Open settings. Refresh it and tell me if that changes anything at all. It's not buffering on my end, but maybe refresh and tell me if it's still buffering or still being weird or lagging. All right. Yeah, so I'm not gonna use this function. I'm not gonna use this Streamlabs function anymore. So next time I'm just gonna stream it like I did before. That way I can like end the stream without ending the stream. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Streamlabs are linked to YouTube right now. So I hit end the stream, it'll end the stream on YouTube, which is kind of dumb. All right, let me just. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna show the distance between Crow and Oh, was that it right there? Is that supposed to be the distance? Wait, let me see. That right there? Oh, wait. That right there supposed to be the distance shown between Clover? Look. Clover's giving him a side eye. So I guess that happened. Fair enough. That's it. Your stream quality is good. It's lying. Like, why is it lying? Let me try something. Let's see. So is it lagging or not? Because some people say it's not lagging. Some say it is. It's not lagging for me. I'm looking at my screen. I'm looking at YouTube on my screen over here, and there's no lag. But it's running at 720p with no lag over here on YouTube. The lag comes and goes. Okay. Well, I'll just run through it, and then next time I'll just try something different. But yeah, my connection says it's good. Streamlabs is weird, but YouTube says my connection is excellent. So I don't really know. What's happening? Weird. All right, let's just push on. Can you hear me at least? Hopefully you can hear me well. All right, so let's move on to okay. Yeah, I don't really care about Ren. Let's move on. Originally, Blake and Yang were going to directly reference Adam when they had their talk, but they later figured out how to reference him indirectly. Okay. Actually, I don't like any of the character moments of Team RWBY. But honestly, if I had to say which one was the best character moment, it would have to be Blake's. Because she's actually reflecting on what happened in Volume 6. And she's kind of like, oh, maybe we didn't do the right thing. Or maybe we weren't like heroes in that moment. You know, maybe when we killed that person, it wasn't all great and awesome. And yeah, he's dead now. Woohoo. So I think she had the best character moment. I still don't really like it. But of those scenes, of all the character moments, hers was the strongest. Because they actually took some kind of reflection. And she realized, okay, maybe we didn't do the right thing there. And the Yang said the dumb shit like, oh, we did what he had to do. Which is bullshit. You didn't have to kill him. I'm glad that Blake actually acknowledges that maybe we didn't do the perfect thing there. Maybe we didn't have to kill him. You know, it's the best they had in that volume was Blake's character moment. So I'll give her that. So she had some mumbo jumbo about Pietro's arm being like Tony Stark's. Great. I don't care. It didn't happen. Fine. They try to give Maria more scenes. Why? Why were they giving Maria more scenes? Write her out of the show. Didn't she get... What was she going to do before? Like, she went there to go get her eyes fixed. Now she's out of the show. Like, she already gave freaking Maria... Maria already gave RWBY the damn exposition on Silver Eyes. So why is she still in the show? I don't care about Maria at all. She can go as far as I care. Miles realized he was dumb to suggest that Pietro cover Watts' face with his thumb, considering they did that with Raven in Volume 3. Well, at least he caught that. The lady in the photograph with the black hair is not Cinder's mom. Where did the fans come up with this stuff? Like, because they had the same color hair? Someone get Cal. Cal, come in right now. Calaxon, are you listening? Someone go bug Cal. Why do they think Cinder's mom was in the damn picture? Why? Because she had black hair? Let me look at the damn. Let me look at the damn picture. I wonder if it starts lagging when I insert. Let me see something. Maybe because I'm putting in this photo app. Okay, let's see what happens when I open up photo. It's open. I wonder if it's gonna start lagging again. It doesn't make sense why it would lag because of that, but maybe that's what it is. Let's see. It's not lagging again. Where's that freaking picture? Why is that Cinder? Why? She has black hair? Why? Cinder's mom. Oh, this is Cinder's mom. Theory, because it's black hair. And who's this? John's dad? Well, he's not the right hair color, but. And who's this? Xiao Solen's father? Like, the world had to be so small. Like, can you imagine how small the world is? And if the damn doctor is freaking Cinder's mom, and Watts was there, and Pietro was there, and freaking Xiao Solen's father's there, and freaking guy who knows Neo's dad is Neo's cousin. Like, give me a break. No, I wasn't calling out Cal. I'm just like, no, she's like, I consider Cal to be like she's like the queen of all the theories. She's all the weird theories that people have about these characters. Cal knows them. So I'm asking, like, go get Cal in here so she can explain to me where this came from, where the origin came from. Like, why did they think that? Who started this rumor? Why did they believe it? Where did it come from? Where the depths of what part of the fandom? She seemed to know all that stuff. So that's why I said get Cal in here. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. We move on. Robin's encounter with the bees. Jesus Christ. Full on fan here. You can tell that. That's not Miles and Carrie saying that. That's the person who wrote this, put together these notes. That's what that is. Was a late addition to the outline. There we go again. Another thing involving Robin was a late addition to the plot line. Why was everything so late when it came to Robin? Is that like, you really didn't need that stuff. They could have written Robin. Robin did not have to be a thing at all. They could have gave Penny. This volume would have been so much better. Cut Robin out. Focus on Penny losing her memories and being a different robot completely, and focus on Salem arrival. Show the volume gets way better. Focus on Salem arrival. That's the main stress and the main focus of the volume. Not no damn election or hole in the wall. Get rid of Robin completely, and then you have more time to do the better stuff that they were worried about. Yeah, Robin didn't need to be a thing, so I'm not sure why they had to have that character. What is that character bringing that they had to have? I don't understand. The one in the vault in the academy looked better than, okay, that's fine. The one in the Atlas vaults look different than Haven vault, fine. If Ironwood would have allowed himself to be more vulnerable more often, differently. What? What's the last? Refresh it. Refresh. What's the last thing you guys heard? What's the last thing you guys heard? I was talking about how dumb it was to say that Ironwood needed to be more vulnerable. Yeah, the last thing I said was, Miles said that Ironwood needed to be more vulnerable and things would have been differently, but I don't understand what he means by that. Ironwood was the one who was open and honest the entire time. He was the one who was open and honest the entire time. He's the one who was open, and so I'm confused by that. Like, what did he mean by that? Maybe if Team RWBY would have told the truth, he wouldn't have been as stressed out and as panicked that he was earlier. Later on, I mean, like, he was really panicked later. We found out his friends were lying to him the whole time. Once again, like I always say, I don't necessarily agree with everything Ironwood is doing. But this idea that he was the big problem is crazy to me. Team RWBY needs to bear responsibility for what they did. Hopefully they show that in Volume 8, but I'm not gonna like hold my breath. Manor invitation was first going to be in news conference. Fine. Who the ornament was the Raptor? Okay. Direction to go with Whitley.